Whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back to the here and now. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Dee.
Hope all of you are doing well, having a good Sunday. And though Panna had been in the volunteers group for a long time, uh, but it was, out of, he says that you put me in the group out of force. So that's why. So today he voluntarily, I said, would you like to do? So he voluntarily said yes. So I'm grateful that finally he voluntarily decided to do something. So I'll just pin you. Just to introduce you, if you don't know, Ruchi. Uh, so yeah,
Yes.
Panna is my husband, and we have been together for the last 18 years. And I'm grateful to him in many ways because in some way he's my teacher, and I think बोलते हैं ना कि before we are born we choose our life. So even before I think we were born, we both decided we are going to bother each other so much that we will grow. But I
Okay.
would also not deny the amount of love I have been showered by him. So yeah, thank you so much for all. Over to you, Panna.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon for people who are in European time zone and good evening for the people who are in India and Bangladesh time zone. So we all know today's topic is Ikigai, and we all also know that it is a Japanese word, but it's actually a compound word. Now, we know we read during our school days that a compound word is a word which is, composed of two or more words when joined together and give a new meaning. It's known as compound word. For example, in Sanskrit or Hindi or Bengali, say, for example, Rajarshi, it means Raja plus Rishi. So a Raja who has a quality of Rishi is known, also given a name Rajarshi. So like that. Ikigai is means iki and gai, and the word iki means to live, and the word gai means reason or worth. Or if you combine them together, it comes something like reason to live, or and another word is purpose for life. So that is the meaning of the word. And rest anyway, Sanjukta will take care of, and we'll go in details. So welcome to this session. And I hope that I was audible to everyone. Um, and yes, over to you, Sanjukta.
Thank
So
you
you can
very
start the
much.
conversation.
Thank you very much. So, yes, what do you mean by Ikigai? Others, could you relate to this? You have heard the word Ikigai before? Have you
Yes,
heard the
Didi.
word? Hmm? Meenakshi, I think we spoke about last week. Meenakshi has also now researched a little bit about Ikigai. Yes, Nipa said it is a book. Yes, yes, it's a book. Okay. So, yeah, Tonboy, yes. For Tonmoy only, I tell Panna that, please do something so that Tonmoy also feels inspired Otherwise, he feels he's the only man in the tribe. Yeah. So, yeah. So, let me just go back to what we were studying. Okay. So, this is a book. Yes, you are correct. It's a book. It's a book of research by these people, Hector Garcia and Francesc Mirels. Okay. These two people, they wanted to research on the blue zone. What is blue zone? Blue zone is are the places where people live the longest. They are almost 100 years old. Okay, they are centenarians. They are called centenarians. Okay, blue zones are those people, and they research to see what is it that keeping them alive for such long time. Okay, they found multiple. So this is not just, so the book itself is called Ikigai, but they have many things to explain. Okay, apart from Ikigai, also they have explained a lot of things. So I'm worried that if I talk too much about the other things, I will miss on the main part, which is Ikigai. So I either what I will do is that on weekdays when we meditate, I will touch on small, short, 10 minutes of talk on different topics that they are also very important. But today mainly I will focus on the part called Ikigai. So what Panna already said, it's a reason to live. Okay, when they were asked, these people were asked, what was the reason for you to, have such long lives? They give multiple reasons. Okay, they gave multiple reasons, and many of them were were nurturing friendship. They spoke about where they lived in a close knit, social life. They had a very good social life. They had a nurturing friendship all the time. They were close to the people around them. Okay, they also had different techniques of helping each other. Hmm? They used to meet once a month, or they would collect also money, so that in terms of emergency they can help each other. That would help them feel very secured. This is how they lived a close knit, community. Then there are points where they said that they're eating light. This point also I will touch some other time. I will touch in length maybe when we do the weekday studies. So they talk about how eating light is so important, having an 80% full stomach. Huh? Harahachibu, I think that is the term they use to tell you that, keep the tummy 20% empty, 80% full. This is also, a guidance given by Osho and many other gurus. Even Sadhguru says you should eat only twice a day. Especially we are becoming yogis, right? So we yogis, should be eating twice a day, because it says that hame lagta hai ki, we are getting energy by eating, but in reality, what happens is that the more food we eat, the more the body needs more energy to burn the food. Okay? Cellular oxidation बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है when we eat a lot. That's why the less we eat, the better it is. Then they spoke about how in eating, they spoke about how eating green is so important, friends. That's why in spirituality, तो हम बोलते ही है, turn vegetarian as soon as possible. But here, they are not even vegetarians, they are centenarians. They live for 100 years, and they said the reason is that they eat more greens, they eat less of meat, very less of meat in their life. Okay, so this is one of the reason. Then they sleep quite well. Okay, they are not stressed off, because they say that too much of stress can reduce that. We will touch those topics one by one maybe during the weekdays, but they talk about not taking too much of stress, having very little stress, also not becoming too lazy, also having a medium kind of a stress which you enjoy. Little bit of challenge is important in life, they say, and doing regular exercise is so important. They talk about exercise, not very fast exercise, but exercise like tai chi, qigong, yoga. These are, if you see, these are very slow exercises. They move, the body moves, and you start, and you breathe in and breathe out with the body. Okay, so this is how all these things. And they give many, it's so beautiful. The book I've read so many times. And again, for this class, I read the whole. I finished the book I started last night and I finished the book by today. It is so interesting, especially because I had to take the class. I read once again. But I will touch more on the part of understanding ikigai. Okay. The final thing that they said is that the main reason of them living for so many years is the reason that they have a reason to live, have a purpose in life. They have a reason to get up every day, every morning, and do something new. And for that, they give multiple very beautiful things that, how even mental workout, in workout they talk about, how mental workout is also so important, to do something new every day. And they have backed up with research. They say ki, do you remember last week I was telling you that nerve cells which fire together wire together? So here they say that because nerve cells, because when you are doing a habitual activity every day, same thing every day, what happens is that the nerves become loose, because they are not firing. वो एक ही जगह में सेम हैबिट करे, उसी पे वो चला रहा है and everything. No new neurons are formed, no new nerve cells are firing and wiring to create new things. That's why people grow old very easily, because mind and body is connected. ओके, तो अगर माइंड भी वीक हो जाता है तो बॉडी वीक हो जाता है. सो इफ यू हैव यू सीन दैट if just here I now choose one of you and I said I'm going to slap you hard, and I feel like insulting you and feel like telling you what nonsense I feel like saying, and you will see just from here, even without touching you, your cheeks will start flushing red. Why does that happen? Example, I choose Meenakshi. I want to insult and hurt Meenakshi, and I tell her all the nonsense. And Meenakshi's cheeks become red. Why does that happen? Yes, Tanma, you want to share?
I do, I'm not sure if I guess right or wrong, but I think she's supposed to get uh, that type of appearance because she's not taking your words or uh, your sentences very positively. That's why maybe.
Yeah, that is the thing. But why does her cheeks become red? Why does her body becomes hot? Or maybe
Because
if she feels I'm a very superior figure, she might also get scared. She might shiver also. If she feels that, oh, I'm like a boss and I'm trying to insult her, she might
mm,
also get scared and her body will shiver also, right?
so I think this body reaction is comes from the feelings
So what
what she
happens?
feels.
Yeah, it comes from the feelings. Yes, you're correct. It comes from the mind. Her
Mind
mind
also, yeah.
gets affected and then her body gets affected. Okay, and in the
Yeah,
same way,
yeah.
so mind and body, see, it's a clear example that if the mind get affected, the body gets affected. So if the mind is
Mm.
filled with stress in life, too much of stress, all the time feeling stressed in life, we grow older very fast. Okay, if I insult her, she will feel because the mind is getting she might also fall sick, because the mind is getting affected and it is affecting the body. It might also the other way around. Have you seen that when you fall sick? Have you seen that the days when you catch fever or cold, you go into a very bad mood? Why is it that? Again, who wants to answer? Why does
Maybe
it?
because the body is weak.
Yes, the body is
And
weak, and what?
because our body is weak, our mind gets irritated easily. Maybe
It
because of
is
that.
connected. It is connected. The body and mind is connected. That's why, see how if one gets affected, the other will also get affected. No matter you, even if you say that no, 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 that's why we also focus on taking care of the body, because when the body is healthy, the mind is healthy. When the mind is healthy, the body is healthy. That's why both the things are so important to keep us live long. Okay. And one of the thing of keeping long is mental exercise. It said that these old people, they every day they do things new things every day. And because they do new things, new neurons are formed. And we also get into depression. Why do we get into depression? One of the reason is we go into depression when you keep doing the same thing over and over with no change in life, because the mind doesn't get any new information, new feedback. It doesn't feel joy. When the mind, there has been research here, I will talk about later, but just the research says that when the mind receives new energy and it is a little challenging, थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग हो अगर वो काम, थोड़ा सा तो वो करने में बहुत चैलेंजिंग हो जाओगे तो you will get frustrated. And कुछ भी challenging ना हो, then you will get bored. It has to be a middle where the activity you are trying to do is a little challenging, where you are excited about doing it. And that excitement creates that joy, that feeling of happiness. And that happiness affects the body, and the body starts feeling healthy. So in the same way, friends, हमारे life में भी, so many people have told us what we need to be doing, right? We have always been told since childhood what we need to be doing, and we keep following what we need to be doing, especially in terms of our career, our job, and everything. That's why we get bored. We don't even enjoy, enjoy what we are doing, isn't it? हमको कुछ बोल दिया जाता है और हम उसको करते हैं without understanding what is my purpose in life. This is the reason, friends. Let me just go to the. And ikigai is that part where I find a reason to live. I find a reason to live. Okay? How do I find a reason to live? जो मुझे अच्छा लगता है करने में. I am a person, friend. There, like, बचपन से ही one of my cousins, she always says that, we all love you. You have such beautiful qualities. Yeah, everything that, you are filled with compassion. किसी को भी problem होता है, सबसे पहले तू दौड़ती and everything. There is only one thing I don't like in you. And she said that that is that you don't listen to anybody. Okay. So ye mera, it is people who are spiritual, automatically they develop this feeling of doing what the heart says instead of listening to what other people says. But most of the people, they don't have the courage, right? Most of the people, they don't have the courage to live the life they want to live. And that's why they go into depression. Isn't it? किसी ने बोल दिया कि इंजीनियरिंग करना है, पैसा आएगा. किसी ने बोल दिया डॉक्टरी पढ़नी है, पैसा आएगा, तो आप इसीलिए कर रहे हो. किसी ने बोल दिया एमबीए करो, ये जॉब में घुसो तो पैसा आएगा. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई वी फील लाइक डूइंग. बट फ्रेंड्स, पैसा ऐसे में भी आ सकता है. अकॉर्डिंग टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, एनीथिंग वी डू with labor of love will bring us that money. Okay, the money that we are looking for will come when we do anything with love. हम अगर करेंगे ना, it will bring us money. Okay, so this is the simple drawing of ikigai. Let me see if I have, where is the drawing? The drawing went. Yes, I'll just focus on sharing this. Can you see that, friends? No, you cannot see. Yeah.
Yes,
See,
yes.
friends, I was also talking to Minakshi recently. Many times it is so natural. Okay? Many times, it's like a force. मुझे पैसे कमाई करने हैं, अभी हमें अर्न करना है, तो हमको ये बोला दिया दिया जाता है कि this is what you have to do, and that's why we do it forcefully. We don't enjoy, we lose the passion in life, and then we think that, oh, my life is a waste. Okay, ikigai is all about finding a reason to live. So these centenarians, there are so many reasons, but one of the most important reason is that every day they wake up with a sense of purpose. In Japan, बोलते हैं कि there is no word to, in dictionary, the way we have this word of the definition to the word retirement, right? Retirement, what is the word, what is the meaning of retirement? What do you think? It's like my work is over, my thing is over. But Japanese term में वो retirement का शब्द ही नहीं है, because Japanese people, they always feel that I should have a reason to live. I have a purpose. My purpose is not just earning कि मेरा काम खत्म हो गया, 60 70 achieve हो गया, that's all my retirement is. They always believe that I have been born with a reason, I have a purpose to live, and this is what ikigai is. And this is what ikigai, what you can find. Okay, see, most of the time, and it also doesn't mean कि पैसे नहीं कमाई करने हैं, हमको सिर्फ अपना पैशन फॉलो करना है, तब भी तो नहीं होगा ना. दिस इज अ वर्ल्ड ऑफ, इट्स अ मेटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड. हमें पैसे भी चाहिए, हमें जीने के लिए लग्जरी भी चाहिए, बच्चों को घुमाने के लिए, travels and all these things. We need so many things. Just for basic education of a child, we need money. So I'm not saying that just follow your ikigai, purpose of life, but this is how you can find your actual ikigai, where you are also earning money, where you are also enjoying what you are doing. See, what is it saying? What you love. Okay, what you love the most, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, what you are good at. Okay, so there might be many things that you love, but see if you're good at that or not. If you're not good at, but you love doing it, then increase that part, increase your efficiency. That's when I said, if Tanmoy and Minakshi remembers, in one morning I told that anything that you want to do in life, as your career, you have to improve your efficiency in that part. So if you're not good at, then become good at, if you really want to do something in that area. Okay, you have to have full knowledge. Even uh, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, there the author talks about that, all the billionaires you see, they might not be good in 10 and 100 different things, but in one thing that they are actually working on in the business, they are the best in the business. So that's how you have to, if you want to really follow your passion, then you also have to keep learning in that field so that you become the best in that field. Okay, then what you can be paid for, you also have to figure out what you can be paid for. जो तुम काम कर रहे हो, you can be paid for or not. Okay, so and it should be out of labor of love. See friends, if you see in Denmark, there are so many ladies who are earning just by cooking. Okay, in Denmark there are so many ladies, they are cooking in batches, and earning a lot just on by working on weekends. They earn a lot. But then you have to know, what is this your passion, is this your ikigai? And ikigai, you will get to know, ikigai is something which takes you into a flow. Agar if you don't know what is your, I'll go back to that, but let me just figure out this, what the world needs, friends. This is also very important. Your fulfillment will also come when you feel you are doing some seva. That's why I talk about it, right? That seva is so important, gives a lot of satisfaction ki mera joy, something I really love, but that is also helping the people. The world also needs that. Okay, and this is how you will come to a common ground of ikigai. Okay, the world needs this, I understand. This is not just seva, it is, if you think it in a practical way, you will think that okay, is area mein, these people, they are all office goers, they have very less time to cook. Okay, and so why not I start a cooking for these people, and give them like daily food at a minimum rate. So this is, you have realized that this is the need of these people who are working people who have very difficulty in cooking, and you found that need and you use it as your, and your cooking is your passion. So then you can cook. I've seen some friends, there is somebody who cooks food on a daily basis and drops food to other people. Okay, one of the Indian ladies, she does it to many. It's not just weekend, her work is weekdays as well. Okay, so you have to find, but again, pros and cons, you have to see whether you are so passionate that you are ready to go and also sacrifice sometimes weekends and everything to go into that kind of mode. Okay, now by chance, people, friends, have you take a screenshot of this? Otherwise, I will keep it. And if you have any questions, friends, do you have any questions? नो यस प्लीज मुझे खुल के बोल दो, बिकॉज मैं तुम लोगों का कुछ नहीं देख पा रही हूँ, बिकॉज दिस स्क्रीन इज ऑन.
No questions, Didi. I was taking screenshot.
Okay, okay. So now, by chance, you don't know what your ikigai is. Okay, by chance, you are not aware of what your ikigai is. So how do you become aware? Hmm? You will become aware when you see that you love doing something, and you love doing something in such an intensity that you go into a flow. Okay, so how is it? And how, and you can go into a flow, friends. It is not just creative. Like, people like Tonmoy and Panna, they might be, even Nipa, who is into engineering background, they might be thinking Ikigai means, oh, I have to do something very artistic. Okay, but understanding that going into a flow is not only for those artists who are cooking, who are painting, who are dancing. You can go into ikigai even when you are in, when you might be in an engineering field, you might be in, as a neurosurgeon, you are doing surgeries. You can also go into deep ikigai through that. Okay, as for example, yeah, Einstein used to go into deep trance, deep flow when he was doing his work. There was this, like, movie maker who used to go into deep flow when he was writing the script or he was drawing something. So it can happen with anybody. It has nothing to do with any artistic profession. Any profession that you enjoy and you can go into flow is your ikigai. Okay. So now let's understand how to go into a flow. First, कि मुझे अगर नहीं पता, मुझे अगर पता नहीं, मुझे बचपन से बोल दिया गया है कि ये तुम्हारा इकिगाई है, but I want to discover now what is my ikigai. Then I will try some things that I think I love this, I think I love this, these few things, and I will give it a try. Okay, and when I try, what will happen is that I will choose a difficult task. Hmm? Difficult task, but not too difficult. I told you, right? Okay, find a middle path. If you are, the first point is to see whether you can go into a flow in that area that you are trying to see whether that is your ikigai or not. You have to choose something which is medium difficult. Okay. So, like, as for example, friends, um, let me see. You like reading books, okay? But if you now pick up very high funda, all these quantum physics books and everything, okay, and you want to read them, and you start reading them, but you are nobody in the field of quantum physics, or in the to who knows about quantum science, then this person will get frustrated by reading just 1 or 2 page, and you will not feel like continuing with the activity. At the same time, if you are given a nursery rhyme book for you to read, that, why don't you read? You like reading books. Why don't you read a nursery book, or a book of class one with storytelling and everything? You will get extremely bored. Okay. And you will not feel like reading that after reading 1 or 2 pages. In both the cases, what happens is that you are not into ikigai. You cannot go into flow because either it is too difficult or it is not, like, it is too easy for you. Okay, that's why we should find a place where it's like, it's the middle path. Then what you do is that, then you have to have a very clear objective of doing that. Hmm? So, as for example, I want to achieve this. It's a very vague goal. Hmm? As for example, you are a writer and you will say that I want to write a novel. Okay, but you have to submit a novel to your publisher maybe after a month. But if you have a vague goal, you don't know what to do and anything, you will again get lost. You cannot go into the flow. You have to have some concrete small step plans for it, for which on a daily basis you can go into a flow. Maybe you will say that, okay, by tomorrow, I will finish this one chapter on this topic. I will target to finish this. So then you have some concrete objective, right? So don't focus. And also, friends, if we focus too much on the final outcome, then what happens is that then we are so stressed that we cannot even achieve that outcome. That's why ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम इतनी concrete go. It's not talking about having a concrete, it's having a final fixed goal. It's talking about having concrete objective. Maybe the goal might shift a little here and there. Okay, नॉवल ये नॉवल नहीं बन के कुछ और बन सकता है, या फिर एक महीना नहीं होके 2 महीना ले सकता है, बट you have to have a little bit of concrete objective for the coming few days so that you know what you are doing. Only when you know what you are doing, you can go into a flow, right? अगर तुमको पता नहीं तुम क्या कर रही हो, then you will not be able to go into a flow. Okay, that's why it's so important. So it says that it is much more important to have a compass pointing to a concrete objective than to have a map. Joe Ito, director of the MIT Media Lab, encourages us to use the principle of compass over maps as a tool to navigate our world of uncertainty. In the book Whiplash, How to Survive Our Faster Future, he and Jeff Howe write, in an increasingly unpredictable world, moving ever more quickly, a detailed map may lead you deep into the woods at an unnecessarily high cost. A good compass, though, will always take you where you need to go. It doesn't mean that you should start your journey without any idea where you are. ऐसा नहीं कि fixed हो जाए, मुझे यही चाहिए. Then when you're too focused and fixed on the goal, you become so stressed, you become so tense that you also cannot go into the flow. समझ रहे हो? बहुत ज्यादा fixed on the idea कि यही चाहिए, it will also not let us go into a flow. We will say कि हाँ ये अंदाज, this is the objective, this is where I want to reach. And in that process, if there are some changes, I'm ready to also become flexible, but I need some concrete, objectives towards that. इसमें भी middle path है. Did you see? Concrete objective में, see, middle path is important in everywhere, friends. Excess of everything is bad. So having totally fixed on the goal is bad, and forgetting everything is also bad. Then I will not be able to go into the flow. Then having a flow means getting into the middle path. Okay. So then again, third strategy to get into the flow is to do one thing at a time, friends. That is so important. Why can't we go into the flow? Maybe I'm cooking, okay? And many people enjoy cooking, but still they cannot go and get into flow because they are cooking. Suddenly they feel like talking to a friend and cook. Suddenly they feel like, okay, answering to some message to my friend, replying, and then they cook. And then they suddenly feel like, okay, isko sim kar deti hu thoda, let me take bath and come back. And then you lose the flow when you are multitasking. Okay, that's why it's very important to do one thing at a time. Yeah, to be in a, according to, there are so many research यहाँ पे बोला गया है, and according to says Mihaly, it's a very tough name. He's a researcher scientist. In order to focus on a task, we need to be in a distraction-free environment to have a control over what we are doing at every moment. Okay, how to have a control over every moment? So it's very important to have a control over every moment, right? Otherwise, if I'm a writer, I'm trying to write, or if I'm trying to just read and make notes. As for example, Nipa here, she studies, right? She is trying to make notes, reading a book and trying to make notes. Suddenly she feels, let me see if my friend has messaged me or not. Let me see, if anybody has given likes to my Facebook post or not, or if any of my friend has called, let me just check my Facebook post or not. She will get distracted. Okay, and there has also been science के जो न्यूरॉन्स बार बार जब फ्लक्चुएट करते हैं ना, ये एक्टिविटी करती हूँ दूसरा एक्टिविटी करती हूँ, immediate it loses a lot of energy also. Researchers have said that we lose a lot of energy when we do multitasking because I'm focused in one activity. That means my energy is focused here. Immediately I said, no, let me see if the moment I'm shifting my gears, I'm losing energy. Okay. So that's why also we should not do multitasking. Okay. So then again, there are beautiful tips on telling why, how you can stop yourself from multitasking and making sure you go into a flow. Screen time kam kar do. Hmm? So it says that don't look at any kind of screen for the first hour you are awake and the last hour before you go to sleep. Okay. Turn off your phone before you achieve flow. Okay. There is nothing more important than the task you have chosen to do during this time. So you have to understand that so that to get into the flow. Another very beautiful thing that I have learned from here is that, friends, the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro technique is the technique जहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of taking some rest because the mind needs rest, right? करते करते suddenly exhausted हो जाता है mind. So why not give it a rest before it gets exhausted? Okay, either 25 minutes of work, and this can be worked with people who are in exam. Okay, even for Ridan also, I tell him, Baba, study for some 1 hour or 50 minutes. 10 minutes, you just go out and walk and come back again and sit. And this he applies now. He cannot because he has exam, but otherwise, this is called the Pomodoro technique, friends. Okay, it is a technique where up 25 minutes padho, 5 minutes take rest, or you can do a 50 minute of study and 10 minutes you can take rest. Even for Ruchi, you can ask Janvi to do that. It really works wonder. Okay, मैं भी करती थी without even knowing many things that I do it without even knowing. मैंने बचपन में ही मैं बहुत करती थी, ये पढ़ती थी और चल के वॉक करके आ जाती थी 1 घंटे के बाद. Okay, these are the techniques which can help you to take into a flow. Okay. Again, another thing that can take into a flow is to be in the present moment. Whenever you see that your mind is fluctuating, you should come back and get into a flow. Okay, come back and bring your mind back to the present moment. Present moment is the moment of flow. Okay. So there are so many friends here. Example of this, but I don't want to touch all of them. How, there are these artisans who, they are so much valued in Japan because वो लोग जो भी काम करते हैं ना, they talk about Toyota employees who only work on some kind of screws. They have become so efficient and they are, जिस सोचो सिर्फ स्क्रू पे काम करते हैं. हमें लगता है ना कि हमको बहुत पैसा कमाई करने के लिए हमको बहुत कुछ बनना है. These people, they have become so expert in putting screws and everything, and have become very highly valued employees to Toyota. Okay, and that's what, when we can go into a flow, we can earn money in any area, but we have to find out where is my ikigai, where my ikigai lies. Okay, and there are artisans, and he talks about, here there are multiple kitne beautiful stories hai yahan pe, friends. You should read these stories on your, it's a, if I read it out to you na, if this whole book will take many days, maybe I'll do on weekdays. But beautiful examples, kaise Steve Jobs was really inspired by a man who used to make, a cup and plate with his own hand, handcrafted cup and plate. But he had such efficiency and such flow. This man used to enjoy making it in such flow that this man, there were exhibitions of his potteries. Socho, pottery, कौन cup plate खरीदता है हमें लगेगा, right? But when you have your labor of love, when you really love something, people will buy you. Steve Jobs used to buy his cup and plate. So no job is small, friends. If you can start loving your job and doing it with that kind of a flow, with thinking that, this is what the world needs. I'm also not just earning money, I'm doing seva. This will really give us a lot of joy, friends. Okay. So many examples, then for yes, and also that you enjoy. You should find out what you enjoy, Nipa. Okay? फ्लो में तो तुम हर चीज में नहीं जा सकते, राइट? Okay, so you should what is your joy? Ikigai means what is your purpose, जिस वजह से तुम उठोगी. As for example, for me, you know my ikigai, that's what I said. So many of uh, my my family are against me. I have done my MBA, I can work, I can earn so much of money and everything. My ikigai lives in waking up every day and seeing people happy. you know my ikigai lives in meditating and making myself happy. My ikigai lives in making sure that if I know something, let thousands of people know and let them also change their life. That gives me that spark and the passion to wake up every day and give joy to others and to myself as well. That is my ikigai. Okay, and the money will flow. The money will flow. आज नहीं तो कल वो money आएगा ही आएगा. वो आएगा ही आएगा. बट यू हैव टू, यू कैनॉट, नहीं आ रहा है तो मैं छोड़ दूंगी, कुछ और करूंगी. यस फ्रेंड्स, आई एम ऑल्सो नॉट सेइंग के you starve because this is your ikigai. You starve. You have to find that कहाँ से पैसे आएगा, what people want, what you can do. That's why I do therapies, right? I'm also looking for my own money, right? Apart from you guys whom I don't charge, कोई बाहर से आएगा तो मैं बोलूंगी ना मुझे पैसे चाहिए. एंड वो मुझे जॉय भी देता है कि किसी का लाइफ चेंज हो रहा है. इट गिव्स मी सो मच ऑफ जॉय. Therapy Nipa has experienced last week, right? It brings such miraculous transformation, you know. So when I see others' life change, it brings so much of joy. So that is my ikigai. Okay, so yeah, fantastic. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we should be really working. कि ऐसा नहीं है. So for the time being, friends, for the time being, if we need to work, see, I'm grateful that I have Panna to support me. So that's why I can follow my ikigai fully, 100% without thinking of the money. But people who have a struggle with money and everything, they should for the time being also be sensible, have common sense कि अभी मुझे पैसे चाहिए, तो मुझे तो काम करना है, इतना पैसा मेरे घर पे आना है एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, अगर मेरा घर नहीं चल रहा है एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड उसके साथ साथ एवरी डे प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ कि अपना इकिगाई को प्रिपेयर करो. Like I'm so, Anandita is not here. you know she's so creative, Anandita. you know and her ikigai can be, if she, डेनमार्क में कुछ भी बिकता है. एक तो इंडियंस की कमी है, बांग्लादेश लोगों की कमी है, हमारा आर्ट एंड एवरीथिंग, एनीथिंग वी वांट एंड वी डू इट विद पैशन, वी डू इट विद लव, एंड वी डू इट नॉट जस्ट फॉर मनी बट also to serve others, bring joy to others, can bring lot of joy. See, as for example, Swagata is such a beautiful painter. you know so if she paints as if, like, and also you have to be very good. Remember ikigai का है कहाँ पे है, you are I'm good at it. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं मैं उस पे कुछ काम नहीं करूंगी, मैं सिर्फ एंजॉय करने के लिए करूंगी, तब पैसे नहीं आएंगे. But you have to, on a daily basis, if you have this passion, you paint every day, you find unique ways of painting and finding different ways, and then think about, posting it in Facebook and everything, and making sure others know that you paint or you create. Slowly, if it is your labor of love and you are doing with a sense of serving people, not just your money. Remember, money also comes to you when you have a heart of serving people, friends. नॉट जस्ट फॉर मनी. अगर मनी के लिए करोगे ना, आप देखोगे वो आता नहीं है. बट जब हार्ट खुल जाएगा ना, कि जॉय मिलेगा, किसी के घर में ये पेंटिंग, या फिर सम मीनिंग टू द पेंटिंग, like, when you start painting with sunrise, giving a meaning, okay, life is filled with joy, don't give up, some meaning to the painting, you will have more passion to create more, because you think that this is going to serve somebody, right? This is how we can develop our ikigai. Okay, even for engineering people, you know So you are going every day and you are working. See, Tanmoy, Panna, I reminded long back, I reminded Panna once, do you know what you are doing? He forgot because, it's been long. I said, do you know you're doing? You are contributing some great technology to the world, which is going to help so many people. If I do it with passion, मुझे जाना है, boss का गाली खाना है, अरे यार, and everything. But Panna works in 5G, you know, and he works for, his 5G. The last one that he did it, the one that he's working on are actually things where are 5G networks, which ships, they don't have telephone, right? You cannot have network because there are no towers. So for ships, in order to contact people and talk to people, you need to talk to them. But how do you create towers? So they have discovered that you create towers through satellites. So the connection will go to satellites and the satellite will come to the ship and they will talk. And I don't know, maybe Prime Panna can explain more about it. And that's when people will be able to connect to each other in through ships, and during emergency they can connect. And this is what Panna does. But if you think that I do boss ka gali khata hu, ye khata hu, paise nahi aate hain, all these things, then the ikigai is gone. The passion and the flow that you can get into thinking that, oh wow, so many people are getting help through this, will stop because you're not understanding your purpose of life. So finally, the end ikigai means find your purpose of life, and the greatest purpose is to serve people. The greatest service is meditation. But there are so many other ways of serving people, right? Through the 5G, Tonmoy is helping people with his, support system that he gives in the company. Yeah. And so many other people can do it that way, isn't it? So then see, even by speaking, it gives so much of joy thinking, wow, मैं कितना great कर रहा हूँ. See, even Tanmoy reflect now. So how great work you are doing. So if you think like that, you will get into a flow. Okay. Then, friends, there are so many, Bill Gates. It talks about Bill Gates to get into a flow. Kabhi kabhi chota chota din mein bhi flow mein jao. Yeah, he talks about Bill Gates, how, Bill Gates washes utensils, you know, and he washes utensils because it helps him to get into a flow. You also have to find ways to get into a flow also before going into an ikigai. Kabhi kabhi hota hai na ki ye mera passion hai, lekin aaj main flow mein feel nahi kar raha hu. So there are ways of getting into a flow. Do something that is called micro flow. Do something which will take into a flow. As for example, anything that you do, it's a daily chore, but do it in a more interesting way. Bill Gates, he says that he washes utensils every day, but every day he tries to do it in a very different way. And he will say plate first, spoon later. This is his everyday chore. Imagine Bill Gates, a billionaire. He washes utensils and he doesn't think a wife kara rahi hai mujhse itna kaam. He enjoys that micro flow. You can also get into a flow through. यहाँ पे तो very beautiful technique बोला है कि the best technique to get into flow is meditation. Okay, and it gives example of this famous Olympic gold winner. Okay, so I'll just read out Archer's secret. Okay, an archer who is an Olympic gold winner, her secret. They were asked, "What is your secret?" The winner of the 1988 Olympic gold medal for archery was a 17-year-old woman from South Korea. When asked how she prepared, she replied that the most important part of her training was meditating for 2 hours each day. So her most important part of getting into this for the training for this was she used to meditate for 2 hours each day. So meditation helps us to get into a flow also. Friends, even when I prepare for these classes, it's very difficult, friends. मुझे एक दिन में ये book फिर से पढ़ना था. I have already read the book. But just to prepare for today's class, I started this book reading from last night and I finished it. Okay. So whenever I used to get tired, I would close my eyes and I would just meditate. Imagine I'm empty and filling myself with a spade. After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I would open my eyes and I would read again. I would go into so much flow that I would start enjoying reading the book instead of thinking, oh my God, I have to finish the task. I have to take their class. Oh my God, it's such a... No, I was enjoying because मैं बीच बीच में ना break लेके meditate कर रही थी and it was taking me into flow. Okay, friends? There are many other things that you can so here it's talking about how meditation takes us into theta alpha brain waves, and that's why it takes us into flow. It's giving many examples of how meditation can take us into flow. Even cooking and all these things, people who don't enjoy, there are things we don't even enjoy, उसमें भी हम flow ला सकते हैं कि meditate करो उसके बाद करने बैठो, देखना वो बहुत flow में चला जाएगा. Okay. Then, friends, there is this there are two therapies, Morita therapy and logotherapy. Okay, people who have, there are therapies. There are Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist, psychologist who used to address people with severe mental illness problem and all these things. There are stories of, if you read, you will also read the case studies that has come. Okay, and यहाँ पे case study में क्या था कि there was a suicidal mother. Okay, the mother who, who lost her child, 11-year-old child. She lost her 11-year-old child and she became suicidal, right? बच्चा मरने के बाद अब क्या बचता है, ऐसा लग रहा था. Okay, so and she attempted to commit suicide and kill her own another child. Hmm? She wanted to kill them. But that's the time she came to Viktor Frankl, and Viktor Frankl uses logotherapy. Logotherapy is like a therapy तुमको worst case scenario देगा. Okay, it will make you imagine the worst thing in your life, and then it will tell you and take you from there. It will show you your purpose. Okay, so he was telling, when the mother was in a group therapy, another mother was told, not this mother, another mother was told to imagine, okay, imagine you are very wealthy, very rich, everything, but you are childless and you are dying childless at the end of your life. How would you feel? The mother said, I feel empty, I feel my life is a waste and everything. When the other mother said this mother, who lost one of her child, 11-year-old, and another child was actually paralyzed since childhood. Okay, she used to think my life is a waste. एक बच्चा तो मर गया, दूसरा वाला paralyzed and everything. When the other mother saw, okay, देखो, वो उसके पास इतना पैसा है, सब कुछ है, बच्चा नहीं है, इसलिए वो बोल रही है कि my life would have been waste at the end of the life. That means I had meaning. I had kids to take care of them. I gave them everything that I could to my kids. That means my life has a meaning. When the lady started understanding that life has a meaning, and also her life as this paralyzed child, even if the child is paralyzed, but this child's life also has a lot to offer to the world till the end of his life. So she cannot even kill the child. She understood that both her and her child's life has a meaning. She stopped thinking of suicide. Okay. In the same way, there was another man. When you understand the purpose of your life, people, when you see the purpose of your life, see, when your purpose shifts, when you see it, instead of thinking my life is a waste, jivan ye hai, wo hai, and everything, instead of thinking what is the purpose of my life, it gives meaning to life. Okay, there was another case study where this man, he lost his wife, and he was grief 2 साल से वो depression में जा रहा है because he lost his wife. So again, in logotherapy, this is therapy where you will be made to imagine the worst case scenario. तो बोला कि अच्छा imagine करो कि तुम मर गए और तुम्हारी वाइफ रह गई, तो तुम्हारी वाइफ को क्या क्या सहन करना पड़ेगा. So, and he said that my wife will be in terrible pain. She will also be in depression. She will suffer. Maybe financially also she will suffer because I was the only earning person and everything. Then he said that, yes, now imagine you have saved your wife from that pain. तुम्हारी वाइफ को तुमने बचा दिया उस सफरिंग से, बिकॉज वो आगे चली गई, तुम रह गए, तो उसको जो सफर करना था वो नहीं सफर की. So the price that you have to pay for her peace is that you have to now live with this pain. So this man was given a purpose in life, that you have a purpose to live with this pain because you have made sure that your wife does not suffer. That's why you are living, she died. When he got this understanding that his life has a purpose, his living has a purpose, he was able to let go of his depression. This is how, when we live our life with a lot of purpose, friends, we are able to really live life in a very, very different way. We look at life very differently. हमारा देखने का नजरिया चेंज हो जाता है. हमारा पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज हो जाता है. Whenever we have challenges, any challenge, with maybe, your work. See that, you have a work. Thank God you have a work. There are so many people who don't have work and they are suffering. I have a purpose. That is, my work is my purpose. Many people who don't have lost their husband. I have a husband. You know, I have a purpose. Many people are frustrated with their child. मेरा child ये नहीं करता है, वो नहीं करता है. All the time child को fix करने में लगा देते हैं. बहुतों की तो child ही नहीं है. I have a purpose to just take care of the child and let the child grow. बोलते हैं ना, हम सिर्फ पतीले हैं बच्चे को ग्रो करने के लिए. हम उसको मोल्ड नहीं करेंगे, हम सिर्फ उसको होल्ड करके रहेंगे, थोड़ा सा इधर उधर नज देंगे, बट वो खुद से ग्रो करेगा. This is the purpose. Then when I realized, some mothers, I'm how you'll see that many, what do you do? They will say, oh, I'm just a housewife. Her housewife, friends, most of the kids, they don't get enough teaching from their parents, because both the parents are working. कोई नहीं है उनको गाइड करने के लिए, उनको दिशा दिखाने के लिए. रात में 1 घंटा 2 घंटा उसमें जो करते हैं, कितना सेफ्टी फील करवाने के लिए कोई नहीं है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट everybody should be doing, like Ridan, the afternoon he slept, he wakes up, he comes to me, and I was reading the book, and he woke up, he was looking for me, he just held me, and again, he fell asleep thinking that my mama is there. Okay. So, friends, people who are staying, even if maybe I'm working from home, but think of me as, I'm a housewife, right? I'm all the time at house. But see, I have a purpose. My child is always getting that love from me, always getting that gentle guidance. Recently, mera beta, he came with a lot of worry. My mama, I think I will not pass. And I shared him all the magical stories of my life, where मुझे लगा मैं पास नहीं करूंगी, लेकिन यूनिवर्स से मुझे जरूरत से ज्यादा पास मार्क्स दे दिया. Sometimes I got even the highest mark in the class. And I told him the stories, and his eyes just sparkled. And I said, Baba, then I gave him those, the affirmations that I gave in the morning, right? To Ruchi's daughter. All is well, everything is happening. Then he repeats that. So, if think about, even if I don't do anything in life, not teaching you, not think, just my life as a mother has a purpose. Can I also feel that joy? Yeah. So this is how, when we find a reason, a purpose for doing everything, it will give us joy. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मैं सब कुछ छोड़ के जो एंजॉय करता हूँ वो करूंगा. जो है उसमें भी पर्पस खोजो ना. You can also find ikigai in whatever you are doing. You don't have to find ikigai in नहीं है तो करोगे, वो slowly होगा लाइफ में. Suddenly you cannot stop your engineering, your work, and as an engineer, and you'll suddenly start finding your ikigai, and you'll say, no, from today I will play guitar. But you can find your purpose in whatever you are doing. You have a purpose, and that purpose will give you the reason to live life, the reason to wake up every morning. That's what centenarians, they say, they wake up every morning with so much of joy. Yeah. So I want to hear from all of you. What do you get? And Panna, over to you. I'm sorry, I always forget. So I was telling Ria, and then I realized, oh, I will pin Panna.
Yeah, I think that the diagram, it's a Venn diagram. So basically, if you go through the diagram, I think it gives a lot of information. Sometimes, pictures speaks more than words actually. 1,000 words it speaks. So that is important. If you see that all the circles are partly or not fully, but partly it is touching that point, ikigai. So it could be anything or one or more things. There are so many things, right? Like passion, vocation, profession. What was that? What you are good at, and
I
what
will
world
post it in
needs.
the group.
What world needs it. So need also is important. And then there are a few more things. Something that pays you, like sometime. So that diagram, if you think right, if you know about Venn diagram, or if you don't know, then just read what is a Venn diagram is. It's an union or intersection of two different things or multiple different things. So that intersection is, I think, ikigai. Yeah, I think I also read somewhere that in Japan, some people who come from outside, they get surprised at times in, say, supermarket or somewhere, like people aged 90 plus years of age, they are doing some job, not very heavy job, but very small things, maybe packing things or maybe putting the grocery stuff into a small bag, small thing. But they're surprised that, how a 90 years old can work. Like there's a concept of retirement based on the country to country, it varies, right? In India, it is 60. In Denmark, for the people who are about to retire, I think it is 68. But people of my age, I think it will be 71, and their government is increasing every year or every 5 years. But in Japan, very old people doing very small job, but they're doing something. It's not like the concept is different there. So to be engaged and to do something, I think that is keeping them going.
Yeah, yeah. So they say that, most people in Japan, all these blue zone who have reached 100, they say that, they also have their own, vegetable garden where they grow the garden every day. They make sure they're always working. They never retire. That is ikigai. You never retire till the end. You will have a passion till the end. They take the veggies. Sometimes they sell, the vegetables, and they share it for their functions. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is
Sorry, this there is a nice documentary in either in Geography, National Geography, or in Discovery Channel about that blue dots. They call it also dots, also blue zones or dots. And many regions are there. One is Japan, of course, and another is Sardinia. In Italy. So, couple of things are important: community and be active. Like they do a lot of things. They cook pasta. They prepare pasta and sell it on the streets. And Japan, of course, is there.
they walk
Uh,
a lot. They walk a lot.
yeah,
So many
and
things. Yeah, that's what I told, that there are so many things they said. The exercise they do, the mental training that they do, and also ikigai. Also, that you do something new every day. It also means that even the old things that you are doing, can you do it in a more interesting way? That would also give you the joy. जो भी कर रहे हो ना, उसमें भी तुम थोड़ा इकिगाई ला सकते हो. First, the end ikigai is to find your passion. Hmm? That's the final goal. But right now, maybe it's not possible, right? Immediately to change everything and find your ikigai. But find the ikigai in that flow. Okay, if I'm doing, like, it says that if I'm cooking, can I cook in a different way? How can I, if you cook the same dish every day, you'll get bored, or in the same way every day you'll go get bored. So can I bring some interesting things, elements to it, and that you will see a little challenging now, because it is little challenging. बोर हो जाओगे ना एक चीज करते करते थोड़ा, because it is a little bit more challenging, it will give you the joy. It will take you into
mm,
flow.
yeah. Just now I Googled, and I think in Netflix that documentary is there. It is known as Secrets of Blue Zones. Leaf
Yeah.
to 100 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to hear
Any-
today from the men, Tonmoy, because today Padna has also joined. I hope it encourages Tonmoy in some way. Tonmoy, would you like to share anything?
Uh, yes, actually, this topic is very important for me, especially I am such person actually always thinking about what I am doing. Am I doing right, or should I do something else, or am I good at it, or am I good at if I do that, then I might reach the goal to success very early. But what I'm doing now is take a lot of time to reach the goal, or something. So this topic is really important for me especially, and I think for everybody to understand what I am good at, and what I should do with love and feel, which give me a lot of joy, and on the other hand, it will also bring the success in my life. So it's very important to uh, to success in life with joy and interest. It's not like a success in life with do hard work, no, which will not giving me joy and feeling good, and these things is which is very important, I think. So yeah, in combination of this is yeah mm, mm, yeah will bring a person to success. So yeah,
And
so I think
Tanma,
I
something.
learned.
Yeah, Tanma, please
Yeah,
let.
so I think I learned a lot, and yeah, and by by getting the story of 90 years women is still doing a job which she loves and enjoy in Japan is also very much motivation, and giving us a lot of motivation and
Yeah, not just
inspiration that
90
yeah.
days. Here you will see 100 year people. They are working in the field. 100 years people.
Mm, mm, yeah,
If you read
yeah,
the book, it gives you goosebumps thinking they get up with that joy, that I'm going to enjoy.
yeah.
And friends, you will see that anything that you do with joy, there is no, see, for me, I never feel that, for me, maybe therapy or teaching or my spiritual work. Do you think I have in retirement age of 60 or 70, I will have? That is my passion. So I will never think of any retire. There is no retirement age, and there is nothing called work when you are doing with it with joy. You know. So that is what we should be trying to find, that ikigai, where you don't feel like taking retirement. There is nothing called retirement because you're doing, and there is nothing called work also. There is this example of this filmmaker who used to do everything. Even technology developed, everything developed. There is this story of this filmmaker, Japanese filmmaker, who used to do everything with drawing, okay, cartoon. So it's a funny story. He said, tomorrow I am going to take my retirement. And then after he declared, and he used to go to his quiet room in that wherever they used to have the shooting and everything. He had his own place. He said, I'm going to take retirement. That day also he went and started drawing. The next day also he started drawing. He said, I'm going to take a retirement, but he started drawing. And his colleagues were having a poker face, thinking he said he's going to retire, but he's not. He enjoys drawing so much that he could not stop. And then he said, no, I will only draw cartoons. I will no longer, then others will take over. So, he himself could not even stop himself from working, even if he said, I'm going to retire. He was so passionate. And he said that he used to get very angry if people would disturb him because he was so passionate in drawing. He was so much in the flow that he would get angry if somebody would disturb him. Okay. So this is what happens when we find our ikigai. So yes, Nipa, Ruchi,
So,
Minakshi. Yes,
so
Tanmoy.
and I wish to share. I want to add something on top of that. Actually, um, Parnada gave some example of Japan and Denmark as well. They are don't thinking about social pressure and family, and whatever they're doing with love, what they like to do. But in our country, or from like India, Bangladesh, or especially Bangladesh, I know also some India about as well. So it's our the freedom of our wish is less valued than what my family wish me to do, and what does social pressure I'm thinking about. Because Here I am giving an example because my wife, Kamalika, would really like to. I would say she has passion about cooking, even though she did masters in microbiology, but still, I think I think if I support her in this area, she will enjoy and love
Absolutely.
and will success in a very short time because once upon a time she started catering and she get a very good response because the quality of her food because she loves to do that. That's how this food makes more tasty and maybe more quality food for others. But now you can see what happens to her actually. As I mentioned that still we are thinking that what should we do to success in life because by thinking of because she did her masters from microbiology, so I think or she also think that I might should do something in my area of microbiology, but the thing which she love and she can enjoy and she would might get success very shortly. We are not focusing on this still now, but we are just running on
Absolutely.
in what I said.
That's why I told
No.
Minakshi that Minakshi wait for the session because I'm going to
Yeah.
take, especially for Minakshi, I took the session Ikigai because she was
Yeah.
confused and she was telling that for the the college and to join studies and
Mm.
everything. So I thought at least tell her about this is a concept and then she can decide what she wants to do with her life. Okay, then I will not tell
Mm.
her that what she has to do with her life. Everybody
Yeah.
should have the freedom to do, but what I'm saying is that anything, first of all, I also say that yes, money is important in the beginning. If you think you need to do whatever work you need to do to get that money, do it, but your final goal should be to find your ikigai. If cooking is the passion, then your final end should be cooking only, if you realize that that is your ikigai. Okay, that is what, and it will bring joy. That's why it is called labor of love. Anything you do with love, sooner or later it is going to give you money along with joy. Okay.
And I think it's also very important to don't think about what other people is thinking what I'm doing.
Yeah,
It suffer us a lot. I think it suffer us a
absolutely,
lot.
absolutely,
Because
absolutely. Yeah.
I'm from microbiology background and I'm doing now cooking and doing catering business. So other people thinking maybe she's don't have any capacity to
See,
or
it's my
capability
example,
to.
right? My own example, right? Everybody says, well, they keep saying, I know there are so many people who might be talking behind my back. Kya kar rahi hai? But I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
really important, Didi, I think.
Okay. And that is what is keeping me alive and giving me the joy. Yes, Nipa, Ruchi, you and Minakshi, you want to share something? And then we will go into meditation. I want to hear from you
Didi,
what you understood.
yeah, Didi, basically, what I understood is that we should do whatever we means what like whatever profession or whatever we do in life, we means we should do what gives us happiness, so we can get then only we will get success in that thing. Basically,
Absolutely.
I understood
Absolutely. Yeah.
whatever. If I'm teaching, I get I'm getting. If I'm passionate
Yeah.
about teaching, I love
Yeah.
sharing my knowledge to kids.
I'll give you another
Then
story
only
of
I'll get
teaching now.
success.
Can I also give? Because it's so important for others to see कि कितने एरिया से पैसे आ सकते हैं. हम सिर्फ सोचते हैं डॉक्टर इंजीनियर से ही आएगा. Dr. Preeti
Yeah,
is
sure,
one of my
Didi.
mentor. Okay, and she lives in Mumbai, and her husband Ganesh, okay, is they are husband and wife. And Dr. Preeti, I cannot take my own therapies, right? So sometimes I reach out to her if I need some hypnosis done. And for many years I've been seeing them. So Ganesh gives a beautiful example of he was an engineer. Okay, he passed as an engineer, but he decided that he will teach. Instead of going into a company, he will teach. So everybody, including mother and everybody, said, "Kya kar raha hai tu? Apna life barbad kar raha hai," and everything. Okay. and everybody believed that he is wasting his life. And by the time, when he was taking classes and everything, his other friends were earning in lakhs, and he was only earning 28, 30,000. Okay, but that was his passion. He wanted to teach. Okay, he was an engineer and he wanted to teach in the field. I think, I don't know what field, I think engineering field or whatever, he wanted to teach there only. Today they have a sea facing bungalow in that very posh area in Mumbai, which should be costing around 10 crores, 15 crores, you don't know. They have a company, Ganesha's own company is now in all around the world. Okay, and they travel all around the world. And it has happened because he never listened to others, he just followed his passion. Okay, so this is what they say. Teacher Ganesh is a teacher, you can say. He's a teacher. He's a millionaire billionaire teacher. Okay, yes, Nipa, Meenakshi.
Yes, Didi, for me, I understand is that when we do something with passion and with joy, and it will definitely get into a purpose. So that's
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. Find your own purpose. You might be an engineer, but engineering के बाद क्या है? What is your purpose? What
yeah,
really attracts you? Even engineering has so many ways. बोलते कि Einstein had so much of purpose, right? He wanted to contribute to the world, his discoveries, his researches. That was his purpose, to get up every day. And
yeah,
Einstein had two ways of getting into flow. वो जब भी मैथमेटिक्स का वो करता था तब भी वो फ्लो में चला जाता था, and he used to play violin, तब भी वो फ्लो में चला जाता था, आइंस्टाइन. Okay, so see what takes you into flow. Yes, Meenakshi?
Yes, Didi. I I understand, and nothing has to more share, but I understand that it is right time to set my goal and what I want to do. So it should be joyfully. So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. So there is
I
no
think,
harm
and
in
also
following your
I think,
passion of
and
cooking as well.
yeah.
Okay. So now, yeah. So I wanted to give you all pros and cons. कि ऐसा ना हो कि because hard work है, पैसा ऐसे ही आ जाएगा, इसलिए मैं स्टडी छोड़ूंगी, नहीं. लेकिन इट शुड बी फॉर अनदर रीजन कि कुकिंग है तो कुकिंग का पैशन इतना हो, मैं उसमें इतना सीखूं, इतना फ्यूजन डालूं, आई विल बिकम अ फ्यूजन कुक, आई विल मेक थिंग्स सो बेटर दैट आई विल बिकम द बेस्ट इन द फूड. Okay, and then I will, that
Yes.
passion is my ikigai, where I will help others, what people need. I am very good at it. Okay, and I love doing it. Do you remember the Venn diagram?
Yeah.
Okay,
But I think
yeah,
right now I am thinking that my goal is I'm going to start a study because last week I got the result, Danish
yeah, that is
mathematics,
also,
and
yes, you never know. And
so
even in
I'm
this book
really
said that you
inspired.
will not have one ikigai, you might have more than one ikigais. Okay, ऐसा नहीं
And
कि एक ही है.
when I had completed Danish language PD2, it was 2016, and after that, I after past, I really shamed that. Oh no, I really don't want to talk with Danish. Oh no, maybe I can't. Maybe I when I'm going to talking, oh maybe it will wrong or something like that. And after past that long time, still I'm really feeling shy. Oh no, how can I talking with Danish? Oh no, but right now I am really inspired after passing the exam, and yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. If you are inspired, means it
more
is giving you
confident.
joy, it is
Yeah,
taking you into flow. Okay.
yes,
So, and
exactly.
also they say that, sometimes to see if you have other ikigais or not, try something similar. Ye agar area, if you enjoy, as for example, if you enjoy photography, it's an art, right? So something similar to photography is like, painting. So try to also see if you have a flow in that. Then you might find suddenly you might discover, oh, this is my ikigai. Sometimes you don't even know what is my ikigai. So they here it suggests that try to do the things you like, you try doing. A little difficult, little challenging. At the same time, also try to do other things which are similar to that same thing. You might find your ikigai. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We will do a quick, meditation with an intention that and a determination and the courage also, friends. We need courage. 100 people will say 100 things. You should have the courage to follow your heart. Okay. Ikigai also means courage to follow my own heart, my own passion, instead of listening to the people or society. We will go into a little bit of meditation now.